Hi guys, welcome back to the channel. I recently reached 100 subs and that's all because of you.
Nice.
So on the PC build, which I actually released 2 weeks ago, I have installed 2 non-RGB fans on the front, and for the exhaust I had 3 RGB fans. But now it's time to break the limits. But this time we will install RGB fans everywhere with higher RPM, and with this configuration we will test the temperatures of the CPU, the GPU, NVMe and other parts while gaming and also video editing and compiling videos. Let's get into this. Watch and one, then we have sensors, and then we have grep. Let's just give some space. Temperature, CPU, composite. Okay, and this should work. Okay, great. So we have the CPU temperature. Then we also have the composite temperature, which is the NVMe. And in the same time, the edge is the GPU temperature. So right now it went up to 64 degrees. So edge is still 39 degrees, which is pretty nice. AMD CPU is 58 degrees, and the RPM on the fans which I have here are around 1700. That's the max, but they're also very quiet fans because the lowest RPM is around 200. Since I was in the mood to play, I was thinking to share a few more seconds with you guys.
The enemy is taking the control point. Ours. Capturing a control point. We have control of the point. We've captured the control point.
We're gonna compile a video and just add them into the playlist. So once I try to export and compile the 2 videos which I added into the playlist, the temperatures escalate really fast. And from 54 degrees, which is actually the standard temperature for OBS running in the background, temperature goes up until 71, 72, 73 degrees for the CPU. But the composite temperature, which is actually the NVMe, goes up until 43 degrees. And the edge, which is actually the GPU, goes up until 40 degrees, even 41. But I have to say, for this configuration, we only 2 fans in the front for intake, 2 on the top and 1 in the rear for exhaust. Each fan only 1700 RPM. This is an amazing temperature. So now that you have seen the temperatures on my current configuration, it's time to test the new temperatures on my new configuration. It's time to install the 2500 RPM RGB fans. here's our PC. Unassemble it. So after utilizing for 2 weeks the PC, there's quite some dust on the filters. This cable is actually great because it can be extended with these small extension adapters. Okay, now let's see if everything works. We have power. Because one of those extension cables didn't work, I had to add all 5 RGBs to a single header. As you can see, these fans actually have a higher contrast. I might just want to change all the fans which I have in the case to Pro Arctic fans, because they just look better and they also have a higher performance and higher RPM. Now the main reason we want the fans facing downwards with the logo downwards, it's because we want intake of air from down below onto the GPU. And we shall see what kind of improvements this brings. An eye for an eye, ashes to ashes.
Huh?
Unite, my friends.
Huh?
And all the cables back. Oh my god, what's this? What is this? Like this. The PCU comes to the back. The moment of truth. And of course I'm a dumbass. Because the GPU is not plugged in. How can I forget that? Okay, now GPU. Okay, now this looks really nice.
Nice.
This looks actually awesome. However, the problem is that there's no difference in temperature.
Huh?
We are operational. Actually, there is a small improvement in temperature. I can see that from 51 degrees it went to 49 degrees. So we have opened Shotcut again. We will try to edit something, and so we will add like 3 files, drag them below, and try to export these files just to see the temperature that we will have when we will try to export everything. So I don't see much of a difference. It still goes up to 73 degrees, 72 degrees. Now that you have seen that there are no major differences between the temperatures on the old configuration and the new configuration, there might be higher difference during summer when the temperature in the room is around 26 degrees, but now I have only 23 degrees. And now going with this full RGB mode and not with the hybrid mode which I had before, it's actually cooler. And with this new cyan blue mode, I'm actually thinking to keep the RGB fans and also update the ones which are on the top. Mainly because they have an RPM between 400 and 2500, which results in higher airflow. Now the downside is the immense noise which the 120mm fans are creating, the ones which I installed under the GPU. Now I want to keep these fans because they are aesthetically pleasing, but I need to find a way to lower the max RPM on these fans from the BIOS UEFI configuration. Okay, let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Should I keep the current configuration or should I go back to the hybrid mode? Once again, I'm really happy to see this channel growing, and I really appreciate the 100 subs which I recently reached. Once I reach 1000 subs, I will do a random giveaway to a person which is subscribed to this channel as a sign of appreciation. Until then, see you on the next one.